Jefferson County. You've done a great job. We started this process really about 3 years ago in May of 2007. And there were a couple of slides that I got out of the existing plan, which you have a copy of. Thank you for doing that. That demonstrated what the problem was, and this one shows the local business property taxes per resident in 2006. Jefferson County was $98, Cox 104, Green 106, Hamlin 176, Sevier 195, and Knox was 2009. So you can see, if you've got a low rate here, the residential has to pick up the slack. And the other just shows the local sales tax per resident and shows the same trend, again with Jefferson County at $137 per resident. So it's no surprise that the over 2,000 people that worked on this plan said economic development has got to be the driver, because without the economic development, we can't push this number up and the other number up to pay for the infrastructure and education and quality of life and all the other parts of the plan. It's interesting that the plan was completed in December of 2007. Does anybody remember what happened in December of 2007? The recession started. Now, that's both good and bad. Without a plan, think about where you'd be. The plan includes a perfect storm economic disaster you're really in, as represented by these numbers right here and many more. Without this plan, you'd be doing the same thing for the foreseeable future. With the plan, the county's been impacted by the recession, no doubt about it. You're going to see that in a moment when I go through the key benchmarks in the short term, but in the long term, you've implemented many steps that will move you to the better future that's outlined in the strategic plan. We always knew the plan was a 20-year plan. You'll see that the key benchmarks really start measurement in 2012. Without the recession, they'd have probably been better by 2012. I don't know how the recession is going to impact us by 2012, but I think we're going to be close by 2012. I want to congratulate you again on your progress, and I can't repeat all these things these people said, but Becky, you're good.
Right back at you.
Oh, and Carol and all the rest of you. Very good. Let me get you to open the document, the progress report, and go to page 10, and let's just go through these key benchmarks quickly. The key benchmarks measure the progress. They're the driving force, and when you hit them, you congratulate yourself. When you miss them, you review, revise, and refocus your energies on doing it better. The first one was for the business tax base, and it had two parts to it. One was for the total business and personal property tax base to increase each year, starting with the 2012 year at the rate of 4% a year. And if you look here on page 10, you'll see that in 2009, there was actually a decrease of 1.6% in assessments, in the business tax assessments. Now, that's not really a surprise given the recession. In 2010, there's going to be a revaluation. So that will have an impact on this in 2010 and beyond, as well as a recession. If you go to page 11, you'll see the sales tax revenue is also slated to increase. And you'll see that a half-cent local sales tax increase was voted on and approved, and 9 months is in this 2009 year, so that's a little bit out of kilter, but there was a 7+% increase in 2009, comparing 9 months of that increase, and there was only, I reckon it was done in 2008. There'll be 3 months in the next year. In the balanced economic development, there's two things. One is the change in jobs, and there the measurement is to provide enough net new jobs for each new working age resident, or net new working age resident. Well, it's, again, isn't a surprise. In 2009, we lost 1,300 jobs. We had 252 net new residents working age, so we had nearly a 1,600 person deficit tick. And I'm sure that 2010 is going to show similar results. But this just demonstrates how important jobs are in providing jobs for our young people so they don't have to leave. And the second part of that is for the earnings per job to increase at the Tennessee average or greater. Now in 2007, you did increase. You increased it 4.9% against the Tennessee average of 4%. But 2008, which is the latest year we had the data for, is 30,763. It actually declined 4.4% compared to Tennessee going up 2.3%. So that's a deficit of 6.3%. And both of these Brad and Adele are working on. And all the other people in the county, county officials, IDB, everybody's working on getting, everything starts with a job, right, Brad?
Yes, sir.
And a good paying job. The third thing we looked at as a key benchmark was education, and it has two parts as well. The first one was the total funding per student would be at the Tennessee average. In 2009, you'll see the deficit was $1,062 between Jefferson County and Tennessee, an increase in the deficit. And actually, from 2006 to 2009, the deficit increased 33%. Now, despite that deficit, somebody mentioned the education chair did, the high school is, the school system is doing a good job. On the next page, page 13, is the ACT composite scores. And the measurement there is for that score to increase each year. And you'll see that it did increase slightly in 2009. It's about the same as it was in 2004, despite that deficit in funding, but some more students took the test. Normally when more students take the test, it goes down. Higher education is the final one we have a measurement for, and we did not have a new measurement in 2008. But if we're going to have higher paying jobs on a continuing basis and have our young people to stay here, then we have to get that higher education number higher, 13.7% compared to 27% for the U.S. So, good report. Wish it could be better, Bill, but all the good work you're doing is going to pay off over time. I wish that changing a community was something you could snap your fingers at. Brad and I had instant McDonald's a while ago. And that's what we've become accustomed to liking. Is that right? They say that if you have to spend, I believe it's more than 30 seconds in the McDonald's line, you go somewhere else. Well, unfortunately, economic development's not that way. It's a long-term process. There's a lot of elements to it. All these other elements are working together: quality of life, environment, infrastructure, education, all working to create the product that we have to sell. So I just leave you with keep up the good work.